for sure in the backcourt tonight, Greg.
Here we go.
Did it ever add anything for you playing across from another top-level guard?
No, it always raises the stakes, and you want to rise to that challenge. But in the end, it all comes back to winning as a team.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. In the backcourt, it's Dinwiddie and Beal. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Daniel Gafford. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the small forward position. And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. Finney Smith kicks to Doncic. Here's the drive. The shot off that time, and it's Washington the other way. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year. Kuzma with a screen on Hardaway. Beal from long range. It's rebounded by Dallas. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good now.
Well, I think it was a combination of things, quite honestly, but the defense didn't really offer them a challenge all night. I agree with that.
Now Beal after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. For the screen on Doncic. Dinwiddie drives in. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Doncic. A 26-point game for him in the win against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
And as you can see, he still wears Hardaway Jr. on the back of his jersey, Clark, showing respect for the path his father laid.
And Kevin, how cool is that? You know, his dad, Tim Hardaway Sr., was an all-star point guard. And even if Jr. never makes an all-star game, he certainly is making his father proud. That's a real cool story, the Hardaways.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
To the inside. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Doncic taking pride in setting the table for his teammates. I love his unselfishness.
Pass to Gafford. For the screen on Doncic. Dinwiddie passes to Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Porzingis. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. Hardaway against Beal. Shot clock at 6. Shoots. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Porzingis with a screen on Beal. Second shot opportunity, and Hardaway gets it to go.
Skilled at scoring in a variety of ways. I mean, give Hardaway Jr. these looks, and he's happy to oblige.
Here's Beal, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that does it for the first quarter. Wizards out front. They lead by 4. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Bradley Beal has 4 brothers who played football. So, how did he settle on basketball?
Oh, Mom said in high school, whoever recruited me first, basketball, football, that's what we stuck with. So, it was basketball.
Simple. And it seems like it worked out for him.
No question. And his mother coached him up. So, some all-around sports talent in the Beal family.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
So on the floor for Washington, Harrell is out there with Avdia. Then there's Kispert, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. Neto kicks to Kispert. Driving in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Kispert's got the lead up to 6 now for the Wizards.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Kleba finds Brown.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Dallas needs to get off a shot. Brunson, no good. Wizards leading by 6. Here's Neto. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Here's Harrell. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Kristaps Porzingis is returning to form after his knee surgery. He says making sure it's strong and stable is nonstop work, and I'm feeling better, and I have confidence that I can go out there and play freely. His offense has been great. It's the defensive end that he's still getting right. Guys?
Well, we know he can be a presence, DA, and I think eventually he's going to be what he wants to be. Thank you. Here's Neto. The Mavericks making the shot. Got a hand on it. Now here's Brunson. Defense is right there. Pass to Porzingis. Porzingis with a screen on Holiday. Back to Brunson for 3. Rebound by the Wizards. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Yes, that goes in.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Porzingis. And so it's Washington with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny and Shaq's insights on that first half, let's look ahead and check out the upcoming schedule. Kenny, did you circle specific games on the calendar?
Always the top teams. Everyone wants to beat the best, Ernie.
So let me get this straight. You just circled all your losses?
Oh, big fella's got jokes.
All right, now let's get into our game. It ended up being a strong first half for the Wizards.
Most of the damage they're doing is in the paint. They've made a concerted effort to work the ball inside, create high percentage looks, and that could open up the perimeter for them in the second half, with the D worried about the post game.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And last season, the NBA adopting baseball scheduling. Teams play in town and play 2 games against the host. Clark, you think that'll go away as the pandemic wanes?
Well, you know, some of the things that have been instituted in light of the pandemic may hang around. I'm not sure where this is going to go. The concern is, does it hurt ticket sales having the same matchup back-to-back? Obviously, the business side comes into play always. Regardless, though, I do think cutting down on travel will continue to be a focus going forward, as will be minimizing the number of back-to-backs in the league.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Finney Smith in at the forward with Porzingis as the other. The guard pair, it's Doncic and Hardaway. And it's Powell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. There it goes, it's in, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Powell. Dinwiddie surveying the floor to the middle. Now here's Caldwell Pope. He's tightly guarded.
2 minutes remaining.
Dinwiddie against Doncic. Just 4 to shoot. Fires from the line. Dinwiddie's shot is off.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Well, 1 year at Virginia Tech and 3 more at Florida for Dorian Finney-Smith before going undrafted in 2016.
Well, Greg, you think about it, he also had a year in college, an extra year because he transferred. So that may have scared some teams off, his age and how long he spent in college. But I tell you what, if you're a pro and you've got pro ability and pro attitude, it's going to come out. And he's made an impact in the NBA from day one.
Now, here's Doncic. Bradley Beal unable to get his shot to go. Shoots over Beal. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Washington leading now by 4. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game.
First team.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Dallas making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Wizards. Avdia comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Here's Dinwiddie. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Nice D from Doncic.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Finney-Smith passes to Powell. Doncic kicks to Ntilikina. Out to Doncic. Clock is at 3. And it goes down 2 points.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
Now here's Beal. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Dinwiddie wide open to end the drought. And it's Harrell missing. Here's Ntilikina. Outside Hardaway. For the lead. Can't knock in the 3.
Much respect for the hustle of Caldwell Pope there, making his presence felt on the defensive end.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Wizards lead by 2. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. So on the floor for Washington, they've got Kyle Kuzma. Daniel Gafford is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Holiday in at the point guard position. That one good for 2. Beal's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for the Wizards.
Not shying away from the spotlight. Beal wanting to be the guy to come up big for his team.
Passes it to Bullock. It's up a 3. Washington with the rebound.
And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Holiday dishes to Harrell. Kuzma with the screen for Harrell. Gafford finds Beal. And here is Harrell. Here's Kuzma. It's hauled in by Brown. Mavericks trail by 4. Now the pass to Brunson. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Back to Brown. Oh, good with the triple. And so it's Holiday with it. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Now here's Harrell. Back to Holiday. Over Kleba. Offline from the top of the key. Dallas has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Kleba with a screen on Kuzma. Pass to Bullock. by Kleba. Now here's Bullock, guarded by Holiday. From deep three-point range, Kuzma pulls it in. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Beal. It's rebounded by Dallas. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Here's Brunson. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And he commits the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. Timeout is
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Porzingis comes in for Sterling Brown. Hardaway's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And then for Washington, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Harrell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Aaron Holiday. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on what the head coach of the Wizards was getting across in the huddle. He said to them, guys, coming up, this is where the game could be won or lost. You need to make plays on both ends. Stay focused, stay locked in, trust one another. We'll see if they can keep that trust going, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
And quite simply, Beal is an all-NBA player in our league, a multi-dimensional guard who does many things well, especially scoring the ball.
And the defense, no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And he steps up and knocks them down, making it a 2-possession game.
Who wants a t-shirt? Make some noise! All right, rookies coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your Mavericks dance team.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Doncic. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Boy, what balance from Doncic. I mean, he never seems to get rattled, even when he attracts contact on the way to score. Maintains his poise in those situations extremely well for a young player.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
All right, rookies come on the court. Come on and get loud for your Mavericks dance team.
Here's Hardaway. Tries a 3 off the inbound. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game. Pass to Finney-Smith. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. And so it's the Wizards with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long, everyone.